Hey, my name is Jackson Perkins, and this is my track Heavy Rain. This video is a production recording overview for this song from my upcoming LP. I'll be talking you through the sounds I've captured, the production techniques I've used, and the effects I've applied to the sounds. I'm very close to having the whole LP completed, but there's a few little things to change before completion. I hope you enjoy this video. In creating my music, I use Logic Pro X. I have some additional plugins, but majoritively I'm using the presets that come with the software. We'll start by talking about the drums in this track. The track follows a garage style beat with simplistic drum and bass breakbeats. The beats per minute of this song is 140. This takes influence from artists such as Mount Kimby and My New Lang. The drum sounds originate from a collection of single hit samples that I've gathered over time. I followed a two-step pattern with beats 2 and 4 being emphasized by layered clap and snare sounds. The bass drum can be heard on each individual beat with additional kick sounds to emphasize specific beats. To create this kick sound, I combined different kick samples with at point 7 samples being heard at one time. I have often found that this technique helps me to create thicker kick sounds than if I was to use just one individual sample. This is what my bass drum sounds like by itself. For the clap and snare sounds on beats 2 and 4, I used a similar method. I layered 2 clap sounds and 2 snare sounds to create the consistent pulse. I used the technique of placing a couple of the clap sounds slightly before the actual beat. I also added additional snare sounds to emphasize specific parts and beats. In creating the hi-hats, I layered 4 different hi-hat sounds on top of each other, each hi-hat sound playing its own specific rhythm. For this piece, I created 3 different drum loops. The drums can be heard developing and changing throughout the sections. In the creation of this piece, I began with a bass line. For creating the bass sounds in this piece, I used multiple different instruments. I wanted the bass in this piece to give a driving pulse to the song. I achieved this through creating a bass that plays on each beat. I used a Logic software instrument called Sculpture. As well as combine it with sounds created on a Mini Nova synthesizer. The majority of synthesizer sounds heard on this LP have been created through the Mini Nova. The Nova synthesizer requires you to play in time without mistakes, as you are recording externally the audio. I've been using the Nova synthesizer for years now, and if you go back and listen to some of my early tracks on SoundCloud, you can hear the discrepancy in the rhythm. I also feel it adds a character to the sound and gives a humanistic sort of element to the playing. However, this song differs slightly as I have used the Logic software synthesizers a lot more. A lot of the melody lines and pad sounds heard in this piece have been generated using the Sculpture synthesizer, the vintage B3, as well as the ES2. the Sculpture synthesizer is my favourite Logic software instrument. It offers a wide variety of preset sounds, as well as a detailed customizability to modulate and change these sounds. The drop in this song I achieved through placing slowly building and developing sounds in the bars prior. I used the channel EQ filter and modulated the low cut frequency, so directly on the drop there is a filter sweep which helps to exaggerate the moment. I used the channel EQ filter and modulated the low cut frequency. For the effects on this song I used just the Logic presets. I like to add stereo delay and the reverb space designer to the synth and pad sounds. I feel this amplifies the space and the atmosphere of the song. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and that it has given you an interesting insight into how I create my music. I have a promotional EP coming out in the next few weeks, which contains a few of the songs from the full LP, which will be released in the next couple of months. Thank you for watching. I've been Jackson Perkins. Stay tuned to hear more music from me soon.